Yep, you're right. It's a tent. And this is Philip, my younger brother, and his friend, Joe. And if you look really, really closely, you might just notice they're both totally petrified.
Can you pass the monster repellent, please, Joe?
That's right, Fright fans. Philip and Joe are staking out the monster from the swamp. Again.
Snowy? What are you doing here?
I'm meeting Constable Waddle to play battleships.
If you're here, then who's...
Me! Sarge! It's Sarge.
Okay, so we'd all thought the whole swamp monster thing had just been one big fat false alarm.
Oh, so you see, boys, there was nothing to worry about after all.
Yeah, I see that now. What a relief. Yes, that's right. What a relief, eh?
Well, I think it's probably time you went off to bed, maybe with a good book.
I'll say.
Even so, Philip still had this one niggling doubt. There was still one piece of the puzzle that didn't fit.
The cheese sandwich. How can we have been so blind? So, if this cheese sandwich disappears, just like all the others, then it means whatever hideous alien creature that we disturbed from its rest is still out there.
And when they returned the first thing next morning,
It's back. Philip, look over here. Goodness, another ghastly footprint. You know what this means? If Angelus is going to survive this nightmare, then we're going to have to put aside all aspects of personal safety and enter the swamp again. What are you doing tomorrow? Of course, some people have encountered monsters before and will live to tell the tale. Then again, you wouldn't expect to hear from the people who hadn't. Philip, look. Oh, sorry. Just a rabbit.
meanwhile, something was in the air at Angelus High, because tomorrow was the start of the mid-year break. But for once, I wasn't looking forward to the holidays. If I wasn't at school, I wouldn't have any excuse to avoid running into Vicky and Josh. My ex-girlfriend Vicky, that is, and her mega-rich new boyfriend, Josh, who was staying with the Streetons over the break. So rather than thinking of good things to do for the holidays, I was thinking about places to hide.
And then we can go for a 12-day trek into the wilderness region to test our survival skills.
Yeah, right.
Or instead, we could do something fun.
Did someone say fun? What better way to celebrate the mid-year break than a fun-packed 1960s disco beach party at the bowling alley tomorrow night?
Yeah, maybe.
That wasn't an invite, it was an order. It will also give us a chance to celebrate my promotion to acting supervising assistant manager. But enough of my achievements. Tomorrow, we'll be bowling in teams of 2. Lockie, you're with Mel. Egg.
I'm with you.
Obviously. And of course, Vicky and Josh will be coming as well. Anything wrong with that? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody?
Joining the workforce had obviously unleashed the monster in Sasha. But Sasha wasn't the only monster on the loose in Angelus that day.
I rushed her to the health centre and they said it was nothing more than an unsightly allergic reaction.
I've never seen anything like it.
Better keep your distance, it might be contagious. You wouldn't want to spend your entire holiday shut up in a darkened room with no visitors, now would you?
All of a sudden, getting up close and infectious with Blob sounded like the answer to my prayers.
Lockie?
Oh.
What did I just say?
But I needn't have worried, because first thing next morning...
Morning.
Lockie, I thought I told you to keep right away from Blob.
I did. I've been avoiding her since she threw up that cucumber goo over me.
Shot, Blob!
Oh, no. Oh, what have I done? Lockie, you weren't the only one Blob threw up over the other day.
Hi there.
Oh, what? Nothing to see here. Haven't done anything wrong, have we, Barry?
That wouldn't be young Josh under that, would it, by any chance?
Morning.
Josh didn't wake this morning with a slight case of the bright green pustules, did he?
Oh, Joy. No one must ever find out. The shame, the humiliation.
The possibilities for cross-infection are...
You know how mega rich Josh is. What are his parents going to say when they discover that we've exposed him to some horrendous and disfiguring disease?
And you can't be too careful these days. Joy, I've been feeling a bit iffy myself lately, so we've decided to isolate Josh in a motel room, just to be sure he doesn't take out the rest of us. No offence, Josh.
None taken.
Listen, rather than hiding Josh away in a motel room, why doesn't he come back to our place? Huh. Yeah, Lockie's has been feeling a little under the weather too. That way I can keep an eye on all three, on both of them at the same time.
You do that, Joy. For us. But why?
Oh, well, whatever silly little lurgy it is that's brought Josh out in bright green pustules, it's not helped by people pointing the finger, looking for someone to blame, is it? No. I think the less everybody knows about this, the better.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I'll just bag here.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, I hope he'll be all right.
So do I. I wouldn't be stepping foot into a bomb like that. Rust bucket.
Why is Dad so grumpy?
I put him on a diet, no dairy.
Anyway, I don't think this is a good idea either.
Of course it is. Who would think of looking for Josh at the Leonards?
Vicky wasn't so fussed about Josh's hideout. She was stressing about whether Josh and I were going to be talking about her behind her back.
It had all started out so well, but they couldn't know what they were getting into. And now, it was way too late.
Why didn't you tell me what Vicky was really like? You never believed me!
Okay, guys, the truth. Tell me, what do you hate more? This dress or my shoes? Tell me the truth, I'm not gonna lie!
Vicky Streeton stars in Attack of the High Maintenance Girlfriend.
You're not scared, are you? Me? No, of course not. It's just that I usually do my best work in the lab rather than out here in the field with the monster from the swamp. Don't worry. As long as we arm ourselves with my monster repellent, there's a fair chance we'll get out of this alive. What exactly is in your monster repellent? The two things I hate most in the world. Mustard and custard. One thing's certain, this swamp monster only walks by night. If we're going to capture it alive and take it into captivity, then we're going to have to camp here overnight. Have you got a tent? Good idea. But sadly, I'm pretty certain my parents would never allow it.
Philip, change of plans. We're going to need your bed tonight. Perhaps you and Joe could camp out by the swamp. You can share the tent.
Right. There you go, Josh. Hop into bed. Both of you, chop, chop. I'll prescribe an entire day of bed rest.
So much for avoiding Josh. Okay, this was weird. The last thing I'd wanted was to spend any time at all with Josh. But at the same time, another part of me wanted to know everything there was to know about him. As in, what's the big attraction with this guy? For Vicky? What does Josh have that Lockie Leonard doesn't?
Can I help you with anything there?
No, I was just thinking. It's weird, I don't get sick very often.
Me neither. Last time was in the south of France. I spent too long in the sauna and dehydrated. Thankfully, Jeanette got me back on my feet.
You call your mum Jeanette?
No, Sarah. Jeanette's my nanny. Mum was in New York closing the Colorado deal. You been to France?
No.
New York?
No. Or Colorado either.
You didn't have to be a genius to see what Josh had over me. Money, travel, nannies. We were worlds apart. Must have been a no-brainer for Vicky.
Vicky, what are we gonna do? Lockie was supposed to be Mel's bowling partner tonight, but there's a rumour going round that he woke up this morning and he's turned green.
Yeah, Josh isn't very well either. There's probably no point in me coming tonight. I've been thinking the same thing.
But that's fantastic. What a relief.
What? Didn't you want us to come?
You two can be my new team. That way, I'll only be one down.
Hi, guys. It's gonna be great tonight, eh? If I last that long.
Come on, Egg. No time to sit around chatting. Work to do. Decorate.
Are you sure you're okay us being in the same team?
Yeah, sure. If you are. Why not?
Actually, Mel had a pretty good reason why not. After a recent incident with a giant cucumber, she was certain Vicky had decided exactly what she was.
Melanie Lamb stars in Demon Cucumber Slayer from Planet Jealous.
Did you want to come back to my place? We could check out some clothes for tonight.
Sure.
Finally, Josh and I found something we had in common to talk about.
You know the best thing about Vicky? She's always so easygoing and happy and uncomplicated. I mean, Vicky is just so easy to hang out with.
Can we have that again?
I mean, Vicky is just so easy to hang out with.
Are we talking about the same girl? I've never known Vicky not to be complicated and confusing. Not from the first day we met.
Ah, Josh, you know Vicky only too well.
Okay, so what are we getting here? That anytime Vicky's with Josh, she's full-on deliriously cheerful? So what does that mean? Maybe it was me who's been the complicated and confusing one all along.
Hi, Lockie. Josh and I were just going for a walk. You might want to come. Might be fun. That's okay, isn't it? Having fun?
Fun? How can I have fun when nobody understands my pain?
Lockie Leonard stars in Emo Attacks.
1960s beach party.
No.
Girly.
No.
What do you think?
No.
Wow. Is there something wrong with all of them?
They're dresses.
Oh, I see. Silly me.
If it's a beach party, shouldn't we both just turn up in our wetsuits?
Well, I don't have one. I don't surf.
You don't surf? Wow, that's so weird. How did you two used to spend your time?
I don't know. We used to talk. About everything. Sometimes we'd just talk all day. Non-stop.
Really? Wow.
Do you feel like a milkshake?
I'm sorry we couldn't rustle up any five-star facilities. This place must be a bit less ritzy than you used to.
Hey, don't knock it. Today's been fun.
Sure it has. Are you being serious?
Listen, I'm loving everything about Angelus. And if we're talking 5 stars, how can you go past Mr. and Mrs. Streeton? They're seriously the best.
Mr. and Mrs. Streeton.
Warm, nurturing, they're funny, and they're always there for you.
Mr. and Mrs. Streeton?
Okay, here's the thing. If Josh thinks the Streetons are warm and fuzzy, what must his family be like?
Okay, so we have a business empire and we're mega rich, but it's full on. I only see Mum once in a blue moon, and Dad just about never. How do you think I ended up here for the holidays? Mum and Dad couldn't schedule me in.
So finally I understood why Josh and Vicky got on so well. It's because they were able to share something that I've never had. Dodgy parents.
Mind you, at least while I'm sick, Dad's minders won't be calling me every 5 minutes. What are you staring at?
Your green pustules.
You too. They've gone.
Blob as well. We're cured. Mum!
Mrs. Leonard!
Tell me if it's none of my business, but what's boarding school got that you haven't already got here? 2 parents, a milkshake maker, a bedroom the size of a footy field? Why would you ever want to leave?
My perfect life? I guess that depends on whether you're standing on the outside looking in or on the inside looking out.
Seems pretty perfect compared to mine. At least you have a home that stays in one place.
Maybe. At least you get to choose what you want to do with your own life.
Hi, guys,
We're in the kitchen.
Oh, who's your little friend, Vicky? Someone we know?
Hi, I'm Mel.
She hasn't been anywhere near Josh, has she, kitten? We can't be too careful with these bright green pustuley things, can we?
Barry. Look, I'm sure Mel's delightful, but we wouldn't want Josh meeting anyone he might find more appealing, now would we? Barry, I don't think so. No dairy, remember?
Oh, crikey, Sal, a man could starve around here.
Well, Barry, nobody's going to buy a car from someone with flabby jowls.
No. You are both to remain under observation until morning. That's my final word on the subject. I mean, if it were up to me, I'd probably say, well, you know, fair enough, up you get. It's not like I enjoy being mean or horrible. I'm not a monster. I'm just being responsible. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Mum.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, we should only use the monster repellent as a last resort, if our lives are at risk. Maybe not even then. Exactly. We're trying to attract the swamp monster, not frighten it away.
Boys. Here's the cheese sandwiches you asked me for. Now, are you sure this is going to be enough for the both of you?
When you hear the frogs croaking in the deepest night, think of me, Mummy, for that will be me calling.
Feels normal enough.
Hey, what are you doing here?
What does it look like? I'm busting you guys out of this joint. You can't leave me in there with Sasha a moment longer. I've never worked so hard in my life.
Lockie's mum says we have to stay here till morning.
I can't last till the morning. Guys, I'm begging you. Put those on.
Stop right there.
You're not going anywhere. Not without your mobile phone, Josh.
It's okay. You won't be needing it.
That's right. Tell them I'm taking the night off.
So I discovered Josh wasn't as much of a monster as I'd thought. Mind you, that's not to say that monsters don't exist. Somewhere.
Once it's dark, it actually gets a tiny bit more scary, don't you find? A little bit. Have you deployed the cheese sandwich? Cheese sandwich deployed. Then all we have to do is wait. Good eye. Joyce, look! I'm looking. He's found the cheese sandwich. The monster repellent. Quickly! Mr. Streeton?
Gee, that mustard's smart. That went right in my eye.
What are you doing here? And why are you wearing all that stuff?
I could ask the same thing. I'd also like to know what's in that sack. What was in my sack? Oh, just a couple of frogs. I'm thinking of putting in an eco-friendly ornamental pond.
But surely, one man couldn't inflict that much damage on a cheese sandwich.
Couldn't he just? Have you tried going on one of Mrs. Streeton's dairy-free diets? I've never been so hungry. I could eat my own leg.
Sarge, is this all that amounts to? An ornamental pond and a diet?
So if it's all the same to you, Sarge, I think I'll be heading off home.
All right. On your way. But I don't think we've heard the whole story as yet.
So there wasn't a monster from the swamp after all. I couldn't be more disappointed.
So here it is, Fright fans. Lachie Leonard's patented theory about monsters. You might think you have a good reason to worry about, or be scared of other people and what they might think. But most of the time, the only monsters you need to stress about are the stupid, pointless ones you make up yourself inside your own head. And trust me, there's only one thing you'd ever want to do with those.